Well, hello everyone. Here to show you the Besconaid Year coloring activity right here. As you see right here is I went ahead and drew right here. So a few pictures. Say coloring. Artists. Icons. It is talking about different. I guess you should call them objects. It is talking about right here is coloring right here of me. It's like me of obviously which cause the year of 2033. It is 2033. And some people maybe look at it as 2033 or anything like that. But anyway, that you have right here is me right here, and knowing about it. And of course, if like a lot of us will probably talk about the things that we dream about for the future it is. But so far as to talk about for the Besconaid Year that is talking about is like for the future it is. And more likely that anybody will more likely think about that that really you just really don't know exactly what's going to happen in the future it is. But other than that, it's like so far as to get clues, it's like you'll get ideas for where you think you would be, and of course about with how tall you are, and of course your accomplishments. It's like if you had any accomplishments that you've been working on, of course for where you are now it is. A lot of times, think about it, knowing about it, that hard telling about where life's going to take you, after a few years. It is knowing about exactly where you are, and knowing about that is so far as your dreams and stuff like that. But other than that is like talking about right here is that you got right here is a building, and knowing about this type of building right here is I went ahead and drew the way I went ahead and drew it was showing right here is that that you got right here is the parking lot right here, and then you got right here is the parking lot, and then like we say it's like a street about right here was and with this building right here, more likely that knowing about shows right here if I were to have a house it is if I were to have a house, and then knowing about that built on say some property it is, and knowing about if I was only about maybe a mile maybe 2 or 3 miles away from like what you call is like a local business, or if it's like a store or anything like that. And of course right here you got right here is the tower. I went ahead and included this tower right here just to show an example right here of like knowing about the the type of technology that more likely that knowing about that by the year 2022 something like that 2022 that more likely that they'll have it to where that towers would maybe have a more clear reception like with the technology it is. But let's just say that right here is if you have me right here, and I guess to say that that kind of looks like me with the bushy beard it is, and knowing about that the types of details I went ahead and add right here that I may have grown a few inches taller it is, of course, and knowing about that like an idea right here. It's like could be it's like we say the symbol for like a house, or if it's any other type of building. But the way I went ahead and drew it right here is it showing that got right here is part right here of the basement, and a basement of something, and anybody more likely think about it is like a basement of what, like knowing about the fact about an idea for it's like if you were to be for where you think you'll probably be in the future it is. And the way I would think about it for most of the time, say, for our future it is knowing about hard telling about where we're going to be in the future it is. But all you had too that knowing about that for our future is knowing about if you're going to have a house, or be working for a company, maybe have your own run your own business, whichever it is. But other than that, it's like talking about that anybody more likely thinking about that everybody has like what you call is like a dream for the future it is. But on the other hand too, that I don't know, does everybody have a good source about a buddy it is, such as say $10,000 or $15,000, or maybe $2 or $3 million to where they can put it down on like anybody probably think about a home. I guess you heard of a home equity loan or anything like that. is it knowing about any type of loan or any type of down payment or anything like that. So on, to be able to build a house it is. But the way I went and drew this, of course, is I can maybe explain, like talk about it's like in a story. Is talking about is like think about anything that you think about. It's talk about it's all about think. It's all about thinking in your mind about it. So far as think and in the mind it is. And anybody can more likely think about that. That a lot of things that, of course, that I been thinking about, for my future it is, and have a lot of them, come true in a lot of ways. Like the way I think about, quite a few of them. I'm like that. I whenever I was in school, of course, that I said a few things. Wanted to learn how to fly a helicopter. Be a truck driver. Like I want to also learn to drive too. Of course, I come to that point, but on the other hand too, a few things that I said I want to do. That want to learn to be a carpenter. I want to to smell of fresh paint. Of course, when you walk into brand new homes, it was a smell of fresh paint. It was a lot of times that was the thing that really kind of like what you call it got me to the point where I'm like I don't know, anybody would probably think about welcome home, the welcome home type sense it is, but on the other hand too, knowing about the smell of fresh paint, the smell of a fresh sanded stained wood it is, hard floored wood it is, and knowing about that anybody would probably think about anything brand new more likely is going to smell so far as you're going to have that sense of knowing about welcome to your new home type feeling it is. But anyway, that you have right here is like I say inflatable storage. It's a way I went through it. It's like kind of like right here is a tent. You got right here is a tent, and then knowing about you got right there is it's like a flammable storage bin. Knowing about what they'll have in the stores later on in the next couple of years from now. That but on the other 2 weeks, I'll probably think about that. That a lot of things that you may draw out that knowing that hey they don't really make sense. It is a lot of things that you may think about, or maybe a lot of the dreams that you have really that just don't make no sense. It is such as that. I can maybe think of a couple examples, but on the other hand too, that knowing about that I went ahead and drew this right here is an example right here of the weather it is. A lot of us will probably think, well, it's like with the weather though, that with the weather that we were probably thinking about that with the weather forecast, that a lot of times it's like that knowing about what the weather is going to maybe look like in the next couple of years from now. More like anybody probably think about it. It really hasn't changed. But on the other hand, too, that knowing about the type of weather forecast, they'll probably have more likely they'll probably have say instruments to where they can actually tell about if there's a bad storm coming, and you'll be able to have like what's called like weather alert systems. It is, but on the other hand, too, that anybody can more think about is like with our future. It is. It's like talking about the next couple of years from now is knowing about that this is more likely. It's like what I came up with right here is talking about it's like your shopping centers along with the business building, and of course is the tower, and of course you got right here is a motorcycle, and you got right there is the boat, which anybody probably think about if you're going to have married couples, that more likely they're going to think about like to get a boat to take out on the lake. It is, and knowing about the roads, they say you got the road right here, and of course like with the driveways, don't know what the driveway is going to look like next couple of years from now. But on the other hand too, if they're really made out of what you call like the Play-Doh foam, concrete or anything like that, the type of concrete that's made to absorb a lot of water, you say it is, and on the other hand too, that knowing about that the way that they are poured and frayed it is that they would have it to where give you more space to park. If you want to park, somewhere, it's like for wherever you were living it was. But alright, and that is talked about right here is talking about is like so far as the future is talking about, the Besconaid Year is knowing about, the best of what you can think about. It's like talking about, it's like you say the for for what comes to your mind, to think of the mind so far as for the Besconaid Year.